perfect safe plate. And I'm gonna spray this with some cooking spray, sugar, flour, eggs, butter, and almond extract. So tomorrow's Father's Day. So I asked my father what he wanted for dessert. So we're going to my parents for dinner. And he chose a chocolate cake with buttercream icing, like an old school family favorite, which is actually my mom's favorite, which is very typical of my dad. In order to make him happy, he makes my mom happy, and that makes him happy. I, on the other hand, I'm taking my husband to like a meat buffet, and then we're gonna go see something like with Julia Roberts or something like that. He's a vegetarian that likes superhero movies. Anyway, I already made the chocolate cake, but as you may know, and I have mentioned before, my son Colin has very, very severe food allergies to eggs. That's the biggest one. Also tree nuts and sesame. That really doesn't get in the way. But the eggs is a big one. So anything with eggs in it, which includes cake. And so over the years, I've, figured out obviously recipes and things that I could make. So when I make a cake, I usually make some cupcakes for him. But to be honest with you, this recipe that I'm going to show you real quick is, it's good. It's a chocolate cake. It's not like the world's best chocolate cake, but it certainly passes, nobody would know really. And it's got a lot of different names. If you Googled it, it's called a wacky cake, a crazy cake, a depression cake, because it was, I guess, invented during the Depression when things like eggs and butter and milk were hard to come by. And so this cake has no eggs, no butter, and no milk, and yet it still tastes really good. A good chocolate cake. So it's a quickie. I'm just gonna run through it really fast for you because, again, if you're bringing something to, a school event or something where there's kids with food allergies, it takes care of the, the fact that there's no dairy and there's no eggs and no nuts. So I would just, if you are seriously going to do that, I would just double check the ingredients on like the cocoa powder that you use. Maybe that should really be it. That might have a nut warning on it. So the ingredients here are just flour, cocoa powder, sugar, baking soda, salt, white vinegar, vanilla, oil, and water. So really nothing that's going to cause any sort of allergy issues. Obviously wheat, but it's not a gluten-free thing. But anyway, I'm going to fly through this really quick and show this to you. So we're starting up now. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to start with a cup and a half of flour. When you look at this recipe, if you Googled it and looked at it online, it tells you to make this recipe it makes a 9x9, it makes a little small cake. And it tells you to just go ahead and do all of this mixing up in the 9x9 itself. So you would put all the dry ingredients. You put all the dry ingredients in the 9x9, and then it tells you to make 3 wells, like little divots, I guess, in the in the dry mixture, and then you put vanilla in one, oil in one, and vinegar in one. Then you pour the cup of water over it, and then you mix it up. It's bizarre. You don't have to do that. I do it in a bowl. I make it into cupcakes. You just make it up like you would make any kind of regular cake mix. 1 cup of sugar going in here. 3 tablespoons of cocoa. 1, 2, 3. So what I do is I make these up and then into cupcakes, and then I put them in a, put some in the freezer, and that way when this occasion comes up next time, or we're going to a party where I'm not sure, what types of desserts are going to be there. That way he's got something. 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to give that a little twirl. And then we're going to add our wet ingredients, which is 1 teaspoon of white vinegar for some sciencey reason that I don't get. But let me tell you, I should have sifted this. Cocoa powder doesn't, it like lumps up. Should have sifted it. I guess I still could. Goes against my quick plan. White vinegar. So I have my white vinegar, apparently just, when I looked at it, it just said cleaning vinegar, and it says not food safe. Because, I mean, you don't generally, there's not a whole lot of white vinegar in a lot of things. Anyway, so I had looked around and I found some rice vinegar. I think it's going to be the same. Just a teaspoon of this. So 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. Oh, Lord. Oh, my Lord. Come on. Come on, Trader Joe's. That didn't look right. Okay, 1 teaspoon of that. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And 5 tablespoons of oil going in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. And then the 1 cup of water. That's it. So again, an allergy-friendly situation, which these days, as I'm sure you're all aware, is a big deal. I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to stick it in the oven. I'm going to make some cupcakes. I'll come back and show you the finished product. But that's how easy that is. Wacky cake. Happy Father's Day. So I made 18 cupcakes, my batch, and just wanted to kind of, I know this doesn't, you can't taste it. Not yet. Technology's not quite there, but looks like a cupcake. So I'm just gonna put a little dollop of this stuff. That might be a little much on here. Not that you really need the icing on there to get the full effect, but I need the icing on there to get the full effect. So, let me break it open for you here. It's moist. I keep using that word. So, it's a legit real cupcake with no butter, no milk, and no eggs. I'll taste it for you just to be sure. I should have had Colin come down. Of course, he has nothing to compare it to, so he thinks they're great. Anyway, they're good. I don't know what else I can tell you. Google Wacky Cake, and you can get that recipe. And let me know if you have any questions. Have a great weekend.